To beat Minecraft, you need to kill the final boss, the Ender Dragon. But final, subsequently, means there's a prior boss you can fight in Minecraft. And in this speedrun, I'm going to kill all of them. We load into a ruined portal seed, currently thinking this is going to be a normal run. I start by opening the chest, hoping there's enough iron for a pickaxe. Unfortunately, there isn't. I then get my wood with the gold axe that I got from the chest. The seed at first wasn't great since I didn't even have enough iron to make an iron pickaxe, but thankfully I still decided to play it anyways. Unfortunately, there was no animals on the island. I entered the Nether through the ruined portal without any food because I didn't have much other choice, but as I was entering, I noticed an ocean monument just off the island. This is where the first boss is located, the Elder Guardian. For now, I didn't think much of it. I still think this is a regular speedrun, but that will soon change. I first killed a hoglin after finding the bastion using E-ray. I needed the food, so this was perfect. I was right next to the bastion, so I easily climbed up. It was a housing bastion, my favorite type of bastion, except of course if it's a lot of housing. In this case, it wasn't. I made my way to the gold in the bastion until I remembered I still didn't have my iron pickaxe. I decided to go to the bottom double chest since it was safer than the top. It just had a slightly smaller chance that I ended up not getting enough iron for my pickaxe. Luckily, it did have enough iron and I was able to do my route safely. I got the gold, then traded with the piglins. Once all the gold had been traded, I realized I had everything I needed except for obsidian. So I went to the top of the bastion to get the last bit I needed from the chest. I got the last 4 obsidian that I needed, then rode to the fortress that was barely visible from the top of the bastion. I definitely didn't almost die. No. That wouldn't happen to me. I found the blaze spawner, but a few wither skeletons were blocking my way. No problem, I would just kill them. I killed the first 2 easily and then both randomly dropped wither skeleton skulls. This is an incredibly rare item, only dropped by wither skeletons, but it only serves one purpose. When you have 3 of them, you can spawn the second boss, the wither. And by random chance, I got 2 out of the 3 needed. Getting the skulls without a looting sword is incredibly rare and what often ends all bosses speedruns. But since I already had 2 skulls, I realized that I could actually do an all bosses run. As I had enough time, I'd just go for it. I definitely didn't die and was forced to travel all the way back to the fortress. No, definitely not. I went to the overworld to get a lot of food since I would probably take a lot of damage from the wither skeleton trying to get the last skull. I was near a village, so I got some extra beds as well. I then went back to Nether and started killing wither skeletons. Luckily, part of the fortress was in a soul sand valley, which gave me extra spawns. And with a low render distance, I got plenty of wither skeletons. 10 minutes later, I got the last skull I needed, went back to my spawn portal, since it was wise to start with the first boss, the Elder Guardian. The Elder Guardian is probably the easiest boss out of the 3. There's always one at the top of the ocean monument, and if you place doors to breathe inside the monument, it is an easy kill. Plus, this is the rank filter, so there's no mining fatigue, eliminating the main difficulty, making it incredibly easy. After killing it, I went back into the Nether and then all the way to the Nether roof. In the Nether, the very top is covered in bedrock, unbreakable blocks, so I obviously spawned the wither there, where it can't move away and start suffocating from the unbreakable blocks. This would be another easy kill. I placed obsidian underneath the wither, preventing it from breaking out. My own little unbreakable block. I then easily killed it using my bow and axe. The wither is often the hardest boss in the game, but for me, this was too easy. I then proed back down, back to my original Nether portal. I needed to go back to the overworld so I could bow die, a speedrun technique to find the Stronghold. This allowed me to portal in the Nether and go straight into the Stronghold. This Stronghold was terrible. I've never seen this bad of a Stronghold. I almost died twice and I was saved only because I had a shield. Don't get me wrong, I didn't play this Stronghold well, but this was not my fault. Okay, maybe it was a bit, but just watch it. I'm not crazy, am I? Once I found the portal room, I placed a safety bed just in case I died in the end, the home of the Ender Dragon. I made sure to hunger reset before going into the end, so I had max health before trying to kill the dragon. I filled in my Eyes of Ender and then I crafted everything I needed for the dragon fight. I was going to use beds to kill the Ender Dragon because that's a speedrunner thing to do and it's by far the fastest method. I proed to the fountain and then placed my obsidian on the fountain so I can place beds. The obsidian is unbreakable, so the beds will not blow it up. I then went to the far side of the island in hopes that the dragon would perch faster. Once it did, I proed over to the fountain and started blowing up the dragon with beds. This should have been an easy kill, but as you'll see, this stupid enderman got in my way and I couldn't place a bed in time. Blocking my view from the obsidian, I couldn't kill the dragon. I decided I wanted to prevent it from healing, so I blew up a bed below the dragon's head to lower it a bit more. As you'll later see, this was probably the dumbest thing of the whole run. Once the dragon flew away, the endermans came after me. Because I didn't have the boat ready, I ended up dying. This was particularly bad because I needed blocks or a pearl to get back to the end island, or else I was screwed because this end spawn point was in the void. I was back in the Stronghold because of my safety bed, and I decided to go to the library in hopes I can get some wood to build over. However, lucky for me, I found a chest with an ender pearl and I was saved because of that. I went back into the end and I was able to get all my stuff back. I had barely enough beds and anchors to make this possible. I can still one tackle the dragon, I decided to do it properly. I messed it up again. There's no enderman this time. I was just bad. 1 10 damage bed, 1 20 damage anchor, and it was over. Maybe if I was more prepared, maybe I was a better player, I could have did this. But at this moment, I thought the run was over. But I had one secret weapon in my back pocket. My ambition. After many perches, I got the last perch. And with my diamond sword, I was able to craft because I had 2 diamonds in my inventory. I was able to kill the dragon in 1 hour and 25 minutes. For most runners, this is a terrible time. But after already killing the Wither and the Elder Guardian, this run would place me 20th in the world if it was on random seed. I can't lie, even though I messed up this run, this run should have been under 50 minutes. I'm still proud of myself that I was able to complete it. And thank you for watching the video to the end.